This is your turn number 4, part A. So one thing you need to notice about part A is that it's not like the others. It is x to the third power. So this is an x cubed equation. That's what to the third power means. And so instead of square rooting to solve this problem, we're going to take the cube root because that's the opposite of cubing. So to take the cube root, you're not going to come here and just write that. That's a square root symbol. So we're not going to do that. We're going to write the cube root symbol, which is very similar, but it has a little 3 to show that you're doing the cube root. So we're going to cube root both sides. So in the original equation, we have to know what it's asking us. It's asking us what number times itself 3 times, because that's an unknown number. Some number times itself 3 times, because that's what x cubed means, is equal to 512. Now, I told you that I will only give you nice ones, so this does have a nice answer, and when I say nice, I mean it's a whole number or an integer. So remember, whole numbers are positive integers, but it could also be a negative. But this answer is going to be positive because we're looking at a positive number when you take x to the third power. So the cube root symbol then is asking that question, hey, what number times itself 3 times is this number? So let's ignore the right side first and just focus on the left side because we have to do an operation to both sides. We're asking cube root of x cubed. So what number times itself 3 times is x to the third? Well, what's being multiplied by itself 3 times here? X to the third power means x times x times x. So in this term right here, x to the third, what's being multiplied by itself 3 times? I can see that it's x. X is being multiplied by itself 3 times. So the cube root of x cubed is just x. Those 3's, the 3 and the exponent and the cube root 3 are going to undo each other. So it's like times it by 2 and then dividing by 2. You might as well have done nothing to the number. So x is the cube root of x to the third, or x cubed. And then our answer for x, because x is the unknown variable, is whatever the cube root of 512 is. So what number times itself 3 times is 512? So I need something times itself again that gives me 512. Again, I told you I would only give you nice answers. So the answer is going to be an integer or a whole number, or it's going to be an integer, right? But it might be a positive integer, it might be a negative integer. Here it's going to be positive. And this is not one of the ones I told you to memorize, so we need to do a little guess and check. So we know that 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. So 1 is a perfect cube. Then 2 times 2 is 4, times a third 2 is 8. So 8 is another perfect cube. I'm not anywhere near 512 here. 3 times 3 is 9, times a third 3 is 27, so that's not it. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times a third 4 is 64. We're getting bigger. Remember, these get bigger faster than squares, so don't go trying huge numbers here. And then I told you to know 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125, and 6 times 6 times 6. So these are the ones I told you to know. None of those are 512. So we're going to start guessing. So this one was 6 to the third power. That's what 216 is equal to. So let's try 7 times 7 times 7. So 7 times 7 is 49. Now we're going to multiply that by 7. So to do that, we're going to do 9 times 7, which is 63. Carry the 6. And then we're going to do 4 times 7, which is 28. And 28 plus 6 is 34, 343. And honestly, we could have stopped because this was going to be in the ones place, and it doesn't match this ones place. So we could have stopped before getting the tens and hundreds place there. So it's not 7. So we're going to try 8. 8 times 8 is 64. We have to times that by 8 one more time. So then 8 times 4 is 32. Ooh, we have a chance here because look, this matches my ones place here. And so that was 32, carry the 3. Then we have to do 8 times 6, which is 48, plus 3 is 512, or 551, which makes this 512. So the answer is 8. 8 times 8 times 8 is 512. So what's the cube root of 512? It's 8. And that's our answer. It's exactly 8. And it's not negative 8 because watch what happens when I do negative 8 3 times. Negative 8 times negative 8 is a positive 64. Then when you times that by a negative 8, you'll still get 512, but it'll be a negative 512 because this is a positive times a negative. So that gives us negative 512. So for x to the third equations or any variable to the third power, there's only going to be one answer. If the variable to the third power is equal to a positive number, the answer will be positive. If it's equal to a negative number, the answer will be negative. So if my equation was x cubed is equal to negative 512, I would still take the cube root of both sides. Cube root of x cubed is still x. And then the cube root of negative 512 is negative 8. So that would be the answer to this equation. But our answer to this one, since it's x cubed equals 512, is just a positive 8. And that's it for part A.